Hi everyone, my name is Vianney. A little bit of background about myself. I currently hold a position with Wells Fargo as a banker. Prior to that, I used to work as a universal experience representative at First Light. And prior to that, I used to be a teller with Wells Fargo. Um, which next we'll move into what I'm looking to major. I am looking to major in finance and accounting, which is double majoring. I am a huge advocate for numbers and anything that has to do with finance. And for today's assignment, I know we had to choose like a specific topic. So my specific topic that I chose is I'd like to share with you guys a few things that I would like to own either, one day or in the future, which I hope all of these are actually something that I can look back in a couple of years and be like, oh, I definitely did achieve those goals. I do think they will make it like a significant impact on my life and my family that I plan to pursue either now or in a later future, whenever time permits. I guess my main point for right now is basically owning a home. One of the things that I love to own is my very own home. I believe in owning a home symbolizes stability, independence, and a place to build memories. It's a goal I'm looking hard, towards because it would provide my family with a safe and comfortable space to grow. Um, Growing up, I did actually grew up seeing, not even just myself, but like, a lot of my family members either moved from apartments to apartments or trailer spaces to trailer spaces. It was nothing on the stability side. So having like a strong foundation, in my opinion, already going off strong is definitely something that you can rely on. Secondly, I'd like to own a classical car. Um, I think owning a classical car is something that I've always admired. It's like a vintage car. It's like something that's very unique. I think I like the idea of owning something that represents history and craftsmanship. Um, and at the end of the day, it's not just like a fun hobby to kind of like have something out of the normality or something unique that you don't see very often. But it also will hold some sentimental value, as it will connect me like to the past. I did grow up seeing a lot of images, pictures that my parents did have where they had those old classical cars, trucks. So I think having something like that will definitely um, create a very strong connection with not just with my parents, but also like my ancestors as to where I come from. Um, and the third option I would actually like to get is own my own business. I think becoming an entrepreneur is something I'm passionate about because it would allow me to be independent, make my own decisions, and have control over my future. But I think most importantly, I want to create a business that can provide for my family and help others. Either grow from it or just kind of like have something that at the end of the day you can look back at and feel very proud about having. Um, I think you can leave like your little footsteps behind, and at the end of the day, I think that does hold like a really huge value in somebody's life. Um, and I also am a huge advocate for helping my parents. One of my biggest dreams is to make sure my parents don't have to work as they get older. They've always worked so hard their whole lives, and I guess the least that I could possibly do is give them the freedom and the stability to enjoy their later years without the stress of having to work. This is a big part of my motivation to success. I want to say at the end of the day, they do play a huge role in my life as to why it is that I want to pursue or make sure I achieve these goals that I currently have in mind. Um, I think having that motivation definitely does help you to set yourself up for success. Um, and then obviously, I think for my last one, I'd like to own my own brand, which kind of like ties back with my business as well. I believe that my background in finance and accounting could create something impactful on a person. A brand that probably represents not just me, but the values I hold, like the hard work, perseverance, and helping others. as well as being able to incorporate a little bit about my family culture, my family background, for people to kind of like either get in my shoes and be able to understand and elaborate a little bit as to why it is that my brand or my business holds so much value at the end of the day. So those are just a few of the things that I hope to one day own or achieve. They're definitely on my bucket list. So first thing is owning a home, a classic car, a business, and then my very own brand. And I mainly want to just come back and elaborate that most importantly, I want to create a life where I can provide for my family and give back to my parents for everything they've done for me. I think without my parents, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be the person that I am. And I want to say thanks to their very, like, great experiences, everything that they've had to go through, everything that life has put in them through, I am the woman that I am today. I do appreciate every single one of you that does happen to see my video. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to hear about your guys' dreams as well. You guys have a marvelous day. Bye bye.